So some critical factors include your grip, which you want to have in like an S shape. You want to have this nice line that goes up your fingers, the knuckles of your fingers. You don't want to be locked in this position. Another critical factor would be your balance. You want to make sure your body weight is distributed in the middle of your body. You don't want to be leaning too far back, and you don't want to be leaning too far front on your front leg. A third critical factor would be where you strike the ball. You want to make sure you strike the ball in the center of the ball. You don't want to be on top, because if it's on top, you'll roll your hands over, or if you're underneath the ball, you'll pop the ball up. Another critical factor would be your hip turn. You want to make sure you have about 3/4 or 80% hip turn. So as you strike the ball, your hips turn and your hands are able to come through. If your hips don't come through and they kind of slide, you're not getting the transfer of the weight from the back leg, and you're not getting as much power in your swing. Your hands and hips go at the same time to make sure the ball strike is smooth all the way through.
Flexible factors include the strength of your grip, the distance of your hands away from your body, the type of stance you have, and your stride length. The beginner does not have a proper grip or spacing between her hands, and this will hinder her swing at the point of contact. She also does not utilize a hip turn, and thus her bat head will remain passive throughout her swing. This will hinder her power and ability to strike the ball cleanly. The first movement of her hands is away from her body instead of moving towards the ball, therefore causing a delay in her swing. Here you can see how the proper hip turn allows the hitter to bring the bat head through the hitting zone quicker and execute a proper follow-through. The weight is transferred from the slight load on the back leg back to center in order to give the advanced hitter more power. Having the proper grip will allow the hitter to remain stable and behind the ball at contact. Correcting hip turn will reinforce a good foundation and balance in the swing and allow the bat head to come forward easily. Practicing knob to the ball will reinforce that the first movement of the hands and beginning of the swing will be towards the ball and moving forward rather than away from the body. This ensures that the beginner's hands stay within the body and do not stray in order to keep a straight swing plane. The one-handed drill will help the beginner to learn how to move the bat barrel through the hitting zone in a more aggressive manner. This improves power and bat speed.
So for this drill, we're going to work on our right leg pivoting, so we call it squish the bug. So the bottom of my foot is working on twisting into the ground like it's squashing a bug, and it's going to cause my hips to rotate, and it's going to cause my knee to come in. So it's using our leg work. This is the foundation of our swing. You want something like a ball or a tee to kind of focus on, because you don't want your hips to over rotate and twist out. You want to be 3/4 or 80% twisted. So going straight to a tee or straight to a ball. Good. Squish the bug. Good pivot on that back foot. Good. Try and face your hips towards the tee as you finish, as you turn. Good. So this is our knob drill. What we're focusing on is having our hands about where we would start our swing. We're on our knee again to eliminate any leg work, so we're just working our arms. This is going to focus on the first movements of our swing. We want to focus on our hands going straight to the ball, so we want to go straight to the ball that way. So we're working on hitting the ball with our knob. So as we swing, we don't want to go around, we want to go straight from a straight line. Good. Focus on the knob hitting the center of the ball. Good. Hands going in a straight line from where they start to where they finish. Good. Okay, so this is a one-handed drill. We're working on our right side. We're on our knees to eliminate the use of our legs, so we're just focusing on this right side, one arm. We're choking up on the bat to make it a little bit lighter and easier to use and easier to swing. And we're focusing on from our starting point where our hands are in our stance, striking the ball, going straight to the ball. And after our swing, we're going to focus on the end of the bat, pointing towards the fence, creating this nice, even swing plane all the way throughout.
So here you want to practice as though you are punching your fist towards the tee so that the barrel drives to the ball. You want to focus on the middle of the barrel striking the center of the ball and pointing the end of the bat towards the fence after contact in order to keep the swing on plane.
squish the bug with that back foot. Make sure it turns and you pivot on the ball of your foot.
Okay.
Good. Make sure your knuckles are lined up, and the knob of your bat is going towards the ball first. That's your first movement with the hand. You're going forward first. Good. So when that back foot pivots, you have to use your hips have to pivot the same way.
Okay.
Doing good. Now this is that to the ball. Good. Now as you finish, remember you're going to point the end of your bat's going to flow, and it's going to, like you're throwing the bat straight through the fence, okay?
Okay.
Good. You want to focus on the middle of the ball, strike the ball in the middle. Act like you're throwing that barrel through the ball, all the way through the fence.
Okay.
Good. A lot better.
We used external cues like squish the bug, knob to the ball, throw the bat through the fence, hit the center of the ball, in order to guide the beginner's attention away from themselves and towards the bat, ball, or fence in order to enhance learning and stray away from internal interference.